distinguished invited guests, representatives from various organizations, my fellow children, ladies and gentlemen. I am overwhelmed with joy to cordially welcome you all to this live press conference, whereby members will be discussing and sharing notable achievements that people in Zomba district, in particular, traditional authorities Chikowi and Biza, have managed to harvest under the sponsorship program, which is also known as Common Approach. Without wasting much of your time, I am Shekina Galwa Bananji, and may I humbly ask fellow participants from various organizations and media houses to have self-introductions.
I am Tom Sangwen from Times Television.
I am Stephen Waura from Zodiac Television.
I am Garib Hala from British Broadcasting Corporation.
I'm Chris Egadede from Mara Broadcasting Corporation.
I'm Brandina Galombe, Traditional Authority Chikowi.
I'm Vern Gajwede, official from Save the Children.
I am Jumema Jega, Minister of Education.
I'm Adreja Omba, District Social Fair Officer.
I'm Karen Mpinganjira, the Minister of Justice.
Thank you very much for having self-introductions. Ladies and gentlemen, may we now have the first question from Stephen Walota, representing Zodiac Television, to our Issue 3 Manager, the official for Save the Children.
I am Stephen Waura from Zodiac Television, and my question goes to the official from Save the Children. Today is 2nd September 2022, and this morning we have witnessed showcasing of different activities, and one of them is the parade. In brief, may you explain whatever is behind this, by at least mentioning some of your honorable achievements in Malawi under the project that you offer to people?
Thank you, Stephen Waura from Zodiac Television, for a beautiful question. Save the Children has been in existence for the past 100 years, and our goal is to ensure that most vulnerable children survive. In our motherland, we have 32 active programs in 24 districts. Zomba Inclusive, where we have been for the past 13 years, implementing a sponsorship program under the following components: basic education, livelihood, health and nutrition, early childhood care and development, adolescent and youth development. Through these components, we have seen positive drastic changes in areas such as increased learners' enrollment in lower primary sections, a decrease in dropout rate for lower primary classes, improvement in basic reader skills, improvement in equitable access to water, just to mention but a few. Apart from the mentioned achievement, we have also scaled child disparity in districts such as Mwanza, Nero, Zimba, and others, where children find chances of relaying their challenges to authorities for solutions. We also conduct nation child disparity, where children across Malawi assemble and share issues which engulf them in different domains. We have also introduced Learners' Castle, where children civic educate each other on different issues, equip themselves on how and to whom to report in cases of abuses, take part in decision-making at the school level. Ladies and gentlemen, my short discourse will be incomplete if I fail to thank Malawi government for working hand in hand with us. I thank you all.
That was indeed a very mature response from the official of Save the Children. Ladies and gentlemen, may we now have Tom Sangweni from Times Television for the second question.
I am Tom Sangwen from Times Television, and my question goes to Traditional Authority Chikowi. The records in my possession are showing that during the past 10 years, Zomba and in particular were known for rampant school dropout and child marriages. My question is, what measures have you taken in order to have great improvement in reduction of figures?
Thanks, Tom Sangwen from Times Television. To have my vertical expression of my horizontal ideas on the post question, indeed, figures in regards to school dropout, child marriages, and absenteeism have drastically dropped over the past 10 years in our areas. This is so because of the sponsorship program which Save the Children initiated in our areas. The project has been working hand in hand with other sectors in our areas. People have been empowered through orientations and open days, which the project has been conducting. Indeed, children in our areas such as Chigowi, Miza, Ngwerero, and Ntolowa were subjected to traditional, outdated, savage, rejected, denounced, accused, archaic, degrading, humiliating, primitive, unspeakable, redundant, retrogressive, and unpalatable customs and festivals such as Blanket Lamfum. These cultural practices are now water under the bridge, and this is so because of awareness, civic education, and capacity building done by Save the Children through sponsorship program. Though the situation is like this, still there are some chiefs and people who are still failing to adjust their mindset positively. Children are still being abused, in so doing, failing to put a Malawian child under the same denominator and footage. May I strongly ask the Minister of Local Government to start firing all traditional chiefs who are still indulging in these practices. In crystal clear, let me assure Save the Children that despite phasing off the project, people in our areas will keep on implementing all the skills drawn from this project. I thank you all.
Thank you very much, Traditional Authority Chigowi, and a very big mafumu hand to her, please. Our guests of honor, distinguished invited guests, may we now hear from Chris Egadede representing Malawi Broadcasting Corporation.
Thanks for the given opportunity. I'm Chris Egadede, a journalist from MPC. My question goes to the District Social Affairs Office. From what we are hearing, this project is now coming to an end in our district, Zomba. Yet to say the truth and shame the devil, negative practices such as school dropout, child marriages, and child trafficking are failing to die completely in Zomba district. For the interest of a child in Zomba district, the audience, may you elaborate some of your permanent measures so that the perpetrators are stopped from this uncalled for behavior.
What a beautiful question from MBC. Our guest of honor, it is totally unpleasant to know that some people with ill minds are failing to adjust their minds positively in order to free children of Malawi and Zomba in particular from these bondages. Currently, my office will mount the following interventions. 1. Empowering chiefs to punish families which will keep on practicing these bad cultural practices within their domains. 2. Requesting Save the Children to sponsor another project of this kind in these areas. 3. Asking police to tighten security by, among others, working with local people within these areas. 4. Working with courts so that victims receive justice on time by melting stiff punishments to offenders. 5. Working and promoting child's parliaments so that children's views are held. 6. Encouraging school authorities to work with learners' councils so that children take part in decision-making at school level. Besides, my office will keep on conducting open days as this is the only way of bringing awareness to the masses. Finally, let me religiously and humbly ask everyone in this room to start implementing safeguarding policies so that a Malawian child is protected. I thank you all for the physical participation through listening. Thanks.
Thank you, our District Social Welfare Officer from Zomba District. Ladies and gentlemen, let us now have the final question from Caleb Wahala, representing British Broadcasting Cooperatives, mainly focused on Africa.
I am Caleb Wahala from British.
The project is helping us in and outside classroom situation by at least doing the following. Implementing literacy and numerous lessons to learners on lower classes where majority are able to read by reaching standard 2. Provision of inclusive education, whereby learners with different disabilities are put on board through capacity building to teachers and construction of resource centers. Awareness on child protection and governance issues, where children are taking part in decision making at the school level. May I give an assurance that my ministry will be working hand in hand with Save the Children as how the situation stands at the moment. The ministry is banishing all misbehaving teachers by dismissing them from the system, as well as interdicting those with minor and solvable issues. It is my hope that the ministry will keep working strongly with Save the Children so that the Malawian child achieves its intended goal. I thank you all for listening.
That was a response from the Minister of Education, Honorable Chimwemwe Macheka. Ladies and gentlemen, distinguished invited guests, let us now hear the closing remarks from the Minister of Justice, Caroline Pinganjila.
Thanks for allowing me to wrap up the press conference. My ministry so far is working with the Ministry of Homeland Affairs by, among things, speeding up trials so that justice is delivered on time. The judges and magistrates are melting stiff punishment to perpetrators in order to deter who-be offenders. May I assure the audience that the laws of Malawi indeed protect children from getting married at youth age, as one way of avoiding problems such as diseases, injury, as well as retardation of national development. Officials in my ministry are guided by pieces of legislation such as the Marriage, Divorce and Family Act, the Child Care Protection and Justice Act, the Penal Code and others. My ministry has introduced mobile courts so that trials are conducted at perpetrators' own backyard. This gives chance for the community to learn the consequences of abusing children nowadays. I really assure the Malawians that my ministry will be speeding up court cases so that victims receive justice on time. Thank you all for listening.
Those were closing remarks from the Minister of Justice, Caroline Pinganjila. Our guest of honor, distinguished invited guests, ladies and gentlemen, I humbly thank you all for your physical participation. Thank you.